See, sometimes it can be very hard for us to celebrate God, isn't it? See, for some of you, God has done such miracles in your life. Some of you, you have these stories. I've gotten to hear some of them. I hope to hear more. But God has done such a radical work in your life. You are not who you used to be. God has absolutely and utterly changed you from the inside out. He has done such a miraculous work in changing you. If people were to meet you 20, 15, 10 years ago, they would say, I don't even know who this person is. He has done such a work in you. And some of you, God has so redirected your life. You are in a place that you never thought you'd be. And it's such a miracle what God has done in you. Some of you, you are sitting next to your miracle, right? You've married your miracle. I married my miracle. I get that. There are some of you, you've been through such a mess in your life. God has seen you, has walked you through a mess that you never could have imagined and didn't know how you would survive. God has seen you through. He never gave up on you. See, we so easily forget, but we must not forget what it was like to stand on the shoreline and to remember and to see what God has done in you. Can I tell you that the reason that we come together like this, it's not just because it's Sunday morning and it's the thing that we do. We don't come to church because we've got great programming. I know that we're not the best show in town. That's not why we come. We don't come because the music is all that and because the sermon is just that inspiring and the children's ministry is just that good. I hope we're doing some of that, and I hope we have our moments. But can I tell you the real reason that we come together is so we can remember the shoreline. The reason we come together is so that we can remember, even for a moment, to be spoken to be reminded by God's word, and as we speak to one another, to be reminded that we stood on the shoreline and we saw God do the impossible in us. And every time we come here, even when church kind of feels ho-hum, we're not excited about it, our heart doesn't really feel in it, but when we come, we're reminding one another that we have stood on the shoreline and God is worth celebrating. When we celebrate what God has done for us in the past, it gives us hope and confidence for the future.